Well, hello there, and welcome to another episode of Scouting 5, recapping scouting news from around the world for the week of May 20th, 2024. I'm Scouter Ken, and I am once again recording from St. Albert, Alberta. No full episode this week, unfortunately. Thought I had one in the can, but I guess I didn't. That's okay. I'm hoping to get back to doing live episodes with Scouts Canada, the Scouting Stuff live broadcasts, starting early in June, and I'll get together with Colin or somebody to have a chat. I actually want to have an episode about neckers and how to design them, because I've been doing that again, and it's been really, really fun to just crack back into the Canva and to the other art applications I use to put together some neckerchief designs. But for now, another Scouting 5 episode, because I should keep going with those too. Scouts Canada has launched what they are calling the Canadian Climate Challenge. They're going to be joining Canada's Forest Trust Corporation and planting millions, hopefully, of trees. Quoting Scouts.ca, Canada is threatened by another record-breaking wildfire season following last year's, which burned 18.4 million hectares, over 3 times the size of Nova Scotia, which, if you're unfamiliar, is a Canadian province. Continuing the quote, to support the future of Canada's forest, Scouts Canada's and Canada's Forest Trust Corporation, the CFT, are joining forces to plant, preserve, and protect healthy and resilient forest ecosystems. Together, they invite Scouting alumni, youth, community members, and Canadian businesses to take action with them in this urgent appeal. The Scout Trees program embodies a dual mission, taking action for the climate and empowering the next generation of environmental stewards. With 75% of young people in Canada experiencing climate-related anxiety, Scout Trees has tangible and impactful solutions to get people engaged in climate action nationwide. Each person and business in Canada is being called upon to join the effort by purchasing trees to grow and protect the Scouts Smart Forest. With the support of their communities, Scouts and CFT will help counter the devastating impacts of Canada's wildfires while boosting the positive benefits healthy forests have on our planet, society, and economy. They'll also be launching a digital forest intelligent dashboard through which Scouts and supporters will be able to access custom impact data such as a forest's location, age, species, estimated carbon storage, and a climate learning center. So that's an interesting initiative. Kind of tacks on with, I know we usually do something for Arbor Day, but I think we missed it this year in the schools. So this is cool. Scout Trees has been around for a while. It's another one of those fundraising things that Scouts Canada has always been doing, but adding the partnership from the CFT, I think might really give it some legs to, hopefully see quite a lot of trees planted. It's a very fun exercise getting out and planting trees. Highly recommend it if you've never done it before. Scouts Canada also has a scholarship program, in case you didn't know. They've had it for quite a number of years now, and applications are once again open. Quoting Scouts.ca. Applications for the Scouts Canada Scholarship Program are now open if you are planning to attend a post-secondary institution in the 2024-2025 school year and are an active and registered member. Our scholarship program might be able to financially help you in your endeavors. Spread the word among your scouting network to enhance someone's future career. The deadline for submission is June 30th of 2024, and to learn more about the scholarships that are available, visit the Scouts Canada Scholarship page. I'll make sure to include a link in the show notes. And of course, it was Memorial Day in the US, which means that Scouts BSA troops, or I guess now Scouting America, well, they haven't renamed yet. That's next February. The point is, in the US, Scouts typically make a habit of placing flags on the graves of veterans on Memorial Day. Often numbering in the thousands of flags that get placed in military graveyards across the country. So if you happened to notice that suddenly there were a whole bunch of little American flags on the graves of veterans at the cemetery near your place, the Scouts were probably out last Monday doing their thing. One more from the US. This was something that came up in discussions about their rename to Scouting America. And I think I might have mentioned it in Scouting 5. I know I've talked about it a lot online, like on Facebook with people. And that is that in addition to the rename, Scouts BSA, or Boy Scouts of America, or Scouting America, whatever you want to call them, if you're not familiar with how they have gone about setting up girls' troops, the troops are actually technically separate from the boys' troops. They have to be chartered separately, even if it tends to be the case that they just happen to meet on the same night in the same place for the same activities. They are actually technically separately chartered troops. However, Scouts BSA has announced the combined troop pilot. So this is actually quoting a news release from scouting.org. The Boy Scouts of America, BSA, has received feedback through member surveys, councils, and other sources. that has encouraged a third option to be made available to serve youth and their families interested in scouting. This option would be a combined troop option to help serve all youth and families that wish to participate in scouting, guided by a scout oath and law. The National Executive Committee has authorized the Scouts BSA Committee to conduct a limited pilot from September 1st, 2024 through July of 2025. The Scouts BSA Committee will collect feedback from participants and make a recommendation based on the data on the program to the NEC in 2025. More information on the pilot and how to participate will be shared in the coming weeks. And there's some frequently asked questions attached to this. What is a combined troop? Option for chartered organizations. Currently in the Scouts BSA program, a chartered organization has only two options, a boy troop or a girl troop. The combined troop option would give a chartered organization a third option of a Scouts BSA troop with boys and girls in the same troop. I'll include a link to the document in the show notes. You can take a look at it for yourself, but essentially they are moving to make Scout troops fully co-ed in Scouts BSA. Great move, I think. And one last story, I'll hop across the pond. It's just a fun little thing that I only noticed because it had the Gruffalo in the headline, quoting the Eli Standard. The Eli Beaver Scouts successfully evaded the Gruffalo in a hike to raise funds for Cambridgeshire Search and Rescue. 22 young people joined the hunt for the fictional children's character on May 18th. The 4.5-kilometer hike in Thetford Forest coincided with Trail Jam, an event where Scouts across the world hike in May. Meanwhile, Cambridge Search and Rescue were busy training just outside Ely at Ben's Yard. They were practicing a mix of many skills, including waterside searching and line searching. The money the Beavers raised will go towards maintenance of their vehicles, equipment costs, and even things like food for during their searches. The Beaver Scouts of Ely decided to fundraise for Cambridge Search and Rescue following a recent visit by the charity. I just like the idea of them running around in the woods looking for the Gruffalo. It's very similar, I guess, to the Sasquatch Seekers event that we did with Scouts Canada over the last couple of months. It was a 4-week event. But, of course, the Gruffalo is a rather particularly English spin on, I guess, the idea of a Sasquatch. Charming book, but it is definitely more of a thing in the UK. I can even remember being in Heathrow Airport and finding a Gruffalo cookbook. And it's I gotta bring that home because my kids love that story. Anyway, that is all the news I have for you this week. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, be prepared.